So I've been keeping an eye on a leak/rumour that has been circulating around for a little while now, but with some of the most recent posts on Twitter, it's starting to look a lot more credible than it was before. Now for those who want to avoid spoilers, the next trailer's date has been leaked to be around the 14th of June, so I recommend clicking off this video, turning off your internet, and living in a remote cave for a couple of months if you want to avoid getting spoiled. But for all the other curious types like me, let's have a deeper look at what is contained within this rumour. Please keep an open mind though and come to your own conclusions about whether these rumours are real or fake, whilst taking them all with a grain of salt. So this leak originated from an anonymous user on 4chan who was claiming to be a QA tester for the game. Feel free to pause the video to read each of the posts yourself, or look at them via the link in the description. His posts were actually made around a month ago, way back in April, and with nothing to verify his claims, I have ignored and forgotten them for a while. That was, however, until we got the cooking and campsite screenshots. They mentioned in this post the exact same cooking mechanic, as well as an additional gem crafting mechanic via Riku, and in a recent tweet, no more than a couple of days ago, we got evidence suggesting that both of these features will be present within this game. They also gave us a brief description on how gear, gems, and armor will work in this game. How I understand it is that we will be able to equip armor which will likely increase our base stats, such as strength, ether, and agility, as is mentioned. And any augment or gem we equip will grant us other side bonuses. As he worded it, this is like a combination of both Xenoblade 1 and 2's systems. As for the release date, this is shown in this post here, as he states that June 14th will have the final trailer, which will be focused around gameplay. There's also some combat info here, but the next post contains even more, so we'll look at that now instead. Specifically, we got some more info on how the fusion art system is going to work. He confirms here that you were able to activate the arts that can be seen on the left hand side via the D-pad, and we may have seen another example of this through the recent JP tweets. Senna appears to be wielding a sword and shield like we saw Xeon using in the last trailer, and this may be how different weapon classes' arts are able to be used, as she almost immediately swaps back. The better use for these arts, however, appears to be through the fusion art system, as this is supposedly how we raise our interlink levels, and this has actually been shown in the footage twice now. You must, however, use arts from a Kivas class and an Agnes class to use a fusion art, or more specifically, a circle and a diamond art. The implications of this means that we are likely missing at least two heroes that we haven't seen as of yet, as Xeon and Voldy both appear to be from Kivas, and Riku and Manona may be a wild card who can work on either side. This would mean that we need two Agnes heroes to balance it out, so all the green-haired Gormotti girl fans should be very happy. They also spoke at length about different party members and their personalities. In these posts here, they talk about everyone and what they're like. Admittedly, this is kind of what I expected for everyone, but Tyon crying out for a retreat because things didn't go to his plan sounds kind of funny. Interestingly, he mentions how there does not seem to be much romance at this early stage of the game, although this may just be his interpretation. What he does hint at, however, which I think we all internally knew about in our hearts, is that Uni is going to be the shafted girl in this game. We only got to hear a little about the story though, which was discussed here. He confirms that something happened between Lance and Noah a long time ago, as well as that we learn about it pretty early on in the game. Voldy is also apparently the next hero we meet after Riku and Manana, and the scene we see in the trailer is us saving him at a dock in the Kivas Nation. Apparently, we steal a boat from here and escape the Aegis Wilderness area, which he is referring to as the Wasteland. Finally, we reach Uriah and lose the Kivas Nation due to a storm, and it is shortly after this part of the game that we reach the Great Cop Falls and encounter Iserd. Nia is also apparently shown in this scene looking at a young image of Mio, which could confirm that Mio is related to Nia. To finish off this video, let's quickly go over everything else that was talked about. Valdi is supposedly going to be the person who gives us access to our vehicles, and they speculate that we may have access to more than just a boat. I'm unsure as to whether an airship is actually realistic though, as many of the textures located on the walls seem to be of rather low quality, which they shouldn't be if they are accessible. They do mention, however, that this game is a true open world game, like Xenoblade X, in that there are no loading screens as you navigate from area to area. Because of this, there are many different skip travel points located around the world, which will likely be very useful when trying to return to and explore each location. They also briefly mention the performance of the game. Now, I especially wouldn't take this info too seriously, as we have no idea what build of the game they were running or what their setup was, but they do at least mention that this game should run smoother than how it performed in Xenoblade 2, with hopefully fewer dropped frames. It has also been mentioned that we will only be able to control and play with the primary 6 party members. This is quite disappointing if correct, and I hope that later on in the game or after completing the story that we can have access to these 7th party members and they become playable. Lastly, there has been a rumour circulating that the next trailer for Xenoblade 3 will show us many returning characters. This rumour originates from the leaker SamusHunter, so take this info however you will. I just wanted to mention it here, however, as they have been right before, but like I said at the beginning of the video, come to your own opinion about whether these leaks are true or false. So what do you think? Do you think these leaks are likely to be true? Let me know in the comments, and whilst you're down there, click that red button to stay up to date with all the latest Xenoblade 3 news. I appreciate you watching this far into the video though, and hope to catch you in the next one. Peace out, guys!